What's up, easy bakers? So for today's video, I'm gonna show you guys how I make my easy fajita, chicken fajita nachos that you can make within 30 minutes. Yes, this is definitely a weeknight meal. So if you haven't already, follow us on Instagram at Bakers LLC, and let's just go ahead and be a gang by hitting that subscribe button. So let's jump into this easy behind video, girl. All right, you guys, so now I have my chicken breast all nice and seasoned, and I'm going to just go ahead and take 2 teaspoons of my chicken bouillon powder. Y'all know I cannot do anything without my chicken bouillon powder. I'm gonna take a little bit of black pepper. You guys, my tripod broke, and so I'm having to do this on another phone, so sorry for the angles or the lighting, my bad. And I'm also gonna take my celery seed. And this is going to be about a teaspoon of celery seed, a teaspoon of black pepper, and probably a teaspoon and some change of some garlic powder. But for your convenience, all of the ingredients will be listed inside of the description box. And I'm going to take some chili powder. So I'm not using any, I'm doing basically a homemade. I need some cumin. Hold on, girl. All right, so I got my cumin. I did put a teaspoon. I'm only going to start off with a teaspoon, y'all, because I'd be a little heavy with this cumin. That's why I love my Taco Bell seasoning, or my Chef Bella's taco seasoning. Is so good. So I'm going to go ahead and get this all nice and mixed up. And once it's seasoned, we're going to move over to my skillet and get these things fried up. So I'll see you guys in a minute. Okay, so now I got my iron skillet on a medium-high heat, and I'm adding 2 tablespoons of regular vegetable oil to the pan, and I'm just going to go ahead and let that heat up so we can fry up our food. All right, y'all, so we are back. So now I'm going to go ahead and take my chicken breast that I chopped up into cubes, and I did make them a little smaller because some of these chicken was a little frozen, and I ain't got time to make sure it defrosts all the way. So no voiceover today, y'all, my bad. So go ahead and put your chicken in this grease. Try not to overcrowd your pan because you want to get that nice good sear on your chicken. All right, so you're just going to go ahead and let this cook until your chicken is fully cooked through, and you're just going to remove it from the pan. So like I said, I am doing this in batches. So I still have my raw chicken over here waiting to get cooked because I do not want to overcrowd my pan. Alright, so we're going to be back when our chicken is nice and done. Easy bakers, I know I don't have to tell y'all this, but for the people that are not easy bakers, you do want to go ahead and use some tongs or something and stir your chicken around so it can get cooked evenly on both sides. But my easy bakers, we know we flip both of the chickens. Alright, you guys, so as you can see, my chicken is seared very nicely. Now that was kind of frozen, so it ain't seared that nicely, but these are alright. So we're going to go ahead and remove our chicken from our pan and put them in a bowl that we have sitting over there, because we're going to go ahead and start on our vegetables. So go ahead and remove this from the pan, girl. How y'all doing? What y'all doing for Easter? So now you got your onions in the pan. You're just going to go ahead and stir them around a little bit and let those cook down just for about 1 to 2 minutes. Then we're going to go ahead and add the rest of our vegetables and stuff to it. And once your onion starts to cook down, it's going to create a lot more juice in your pan. So don't be too afraid. Don't add no more vegetable oil, girl. You already done add 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil. Now you don't need no more. So go ahead and just get these things cooked down a little bit, and we're going to move on. Alright, so now that my onions are a little slightly translucent, I'm going to add a lot of garlic. You can add whatever you want to add, girl. I add my garlic, and I'm going to add the rest of my vegetables, which is nothing but some good old sweet peppers that I'm adding to this. You guys can add as little as much onions as you like. I did add a whole large white onion in here because I like onions with my fajitas. And I'm not going to add any jalapenos because my kids are going to eat this and they don't like that. So now go ahead and mix this down, and you're going to go ahead and just get this to cooking until your vegetables are nice and softened. Yes, baby.
It's maybe going to take a long time because it's like Could I get some of these?
What is beans?
These little crackers.
Those saltine crackers?
Yeah.
Yeah, you get 5. Okay, you guys, so you just want to go ahead. Oh, Get your pepper, because I ain't got that much. I might add a little bit more peppers. But yeah, so go ahead and mix things. As you guys can see, I'm still stirring because I don't want it to stick. And I'm just waiting on to that juice to start to release from these peppers to add it to my pan so things won't be sticking too much. If you do find that it is sticking a lot, just go get a tablespoon of butter and put it in here and start to scrape off all of this juices that you have at the bottom, because that's nothing but flavor. So I think that's what I'm not adding anymore else. I'm just going to give it another minute. It's still sticking like this. I'm going to go get me some butter, girl. I did add a few. This is 3 tablespoons. You do not need that much. I just added that because it was already cut, and I'm not going to just leave 1 tablespoon of butter in my refrigerator. Like, why? That's not me. So you see how I'm just taking everything and just scrubbing off, being very careful, because you don't want to use metal with your iron skillet. But I'm not messing up no more dishes, girl. So that's my business. Are you in my business? Don't do that. So you see how they're softening up, and this is really what I want. And you can go ahead and hit things with a little salt and pepper, which what I'm about to do right now. Hit it with a little salt and pepper, girl. So I'm gonna hit this with a little salt and pepper and garlic powder, and I'll move on to the next step. All right, you guys, so my vegetables are nice and tender, so I'm just gonna go ahead and remove these from this hot iron skillet and place them in the same bowl that I put my chicken in. So that's what you're gonna do now. So let's do that. All right, guys, so now I'm just take my lime juice and just top it a little bit with a lime juice. I'm gonna get some more lime juice too, but you want to top it with lime juice, because it wouldn't be a fajita without some lime, girl. Just want to go ahead and mix this around to get everything fully incorporated. Like I said, you guys, I'm doing this with one-handed, so the angle is probably not the best, but anywho, girl, you get the gist of it. So you're just going to go ahead and just mix everything around, and I'm going to get a little bit more lime juice, and I'm going to, well, actually, let me smell it. Yeah, it don't need no more. So go ahead and mix this up, and now we're going to move on to making our fajita nachos part. So the tough part is over, girl. You did it. You did it. So juicy, go. Whatever Dora said. All right, so let's move on to our chips. So I'm going back to this skillet. My stove is off, and I'm just going to add a layer or chips. I'm trying, oh Lord, this one-handed thing ain't for me. So just gonna add a layer of chips. Really easy, y'all. Really, really, really easy to do. Don't want to add too much, so sorry. Let me get you. Add your layer of chips. Then I'm going to add my meat. So now I'm going to add my meat evenly. You do want to add some more peppers. You want to get an even ratio, but I didn't have that many peppers, so, and I'm not going to be doing all this. You know what I'm saying, girl? So go ahead and add your meat to it. All right, you guys, so now we're going to go ahead and top it with our cheese. I'm just using whatever cheese I have inside of my refrigerator. And that's the beautiful thing about nachos. You can just use what you have. Such an inexpensive dish, unless you're trying to be fancy nancy with seafood shit. But good old chicken breast, and I just used 3 chicken breasts, and that's feeding a family of 5. And we're a little greedy, so you know we're gonna get extras in seconds with all the chunky stuff. And you know Brandy finna get her a little razzle-dazzle too. But yeah, so now we're gonna do the same thing again. I'm gonna go back in with my chips and layer them and move on to the next steps. Okay, so I'm gonna do that off camera because I'm tired of this one-hand thing. Come on, tripod. Okay, you guys, so here it is right here. I just added a little bit of Kobe Jack with some whole milk mozzarella shredded cheese. And I believe this is some Kroger nacho cheese blend. We're going to go ahead and stick this in our 350-degree oven for about 15 minutes or until the cheese is nice and melted and bubbly. And we're going to be back to top it with our toppings. All right, you guys, so we just took them out of the oven. They were in the oven for 15 minutes. As you guys can see, girl, look how this cheese is nice and melted. Them peppers is sticking out. Girl, this was some shrimp will be added. So now I'm just going to go ahead and top it with what I want to top it with. I decided to use a little bit of sour cream. Not a little bit, but girls, don't play with me. Like, how much sour cream? Don't play with mama. Some sour cream. As well as a little bit of guacamole. And, of course, we couldn't have anything without a salsa. So there you guys, here it is right here, your easy chicken fajita nachos that you can do within like 30 minutes. Girl, don't play with us. Talk to you guys on my next video.